Hey guys, Max and Max's Models here at Hurricane Hobbies. I'm leaning over because this tripod doesn't get tall enough. And this is a stag beetle with a buttling gun. You want to tell them about the buttling gun? Hey guys, Max and Max's Models here. I'm here at Hurricane Hobbies where we just got a bunch of stuff in. I had started using my regular video camera and I had forgotten to charge it, so the battery died, so we're doing this on the cell phone only. So he's got a bunch of new stuff and a bunch of vintage stuff that just came in. If anything stuff is salvageable from the camera, I might tack it on to the end of this video. So let's just take a quick look at what they got. Okay, for starters, we have Revell's 172nd class Schnellboot, the S100 class. And we have Lindbergh's PT109. I wonder how that stacks up against the other ones. Anyway, this is motorized. I wonder if it's got little engines you have to build. Then we have the British Vosper, also by Revell. So this is a motor torpedo boat day here. And then we have the Airfix Smithsonian Edition 1:144 scale Saturn V. And I hope this stack doesn't collapse on me. Oh, I'm so busy here playing with models. Oh my God, if these boxes are, a lot of them are open, if they hit the floor and go scattering. Got the M47 Patton by Italeri. We have the British Challenger by Trumpeter. And we have the M60 Trailblazer, probably the last version of the M60 in service by American Forces. Alright guys, at this point this got a little clumsy using the cell phone, so I'm just going to use still pictures for the rest of it, and we'll go over some of the stuff that was, we'll start off with the vintage kits that were out of a gentleman's private collection that are for sale at Hurricane Hobbies on consignment, and then we'll go with the new stuff. So next he had the Academy M3 Grant, which of course the British version of the American Lee. He has the Academy 135 scale Merkava, Israeli tank. There's the Dragon King Tiger with the Porsche turret. I'm not really sure if that was really a shot trap or not. An ICM's little Panzerkampfwagen 2 Als L. Then we have the Dodge staff car. This is an Italeri kit in 135 scale. In another Italeri, the LVT-A1 Alligator, Marine Corps. Then we have the Soviet Su-85 tank in 135 scale. That's by Dragon. There's also from Dragon Albin F. Drizix, I think that's how you say his name, M4A3 Easy H Sherman. Then a little 172nd scale Tiger tank, Tiger 1 by Airfix. Some Tamiya military miniatures, 135th scale German tank ammo loading crew. I might use those. Maybe I can make some use of those. I actually have this one. That's the M41 Walker by Tamiya. With the Panzerschwabwagen, you know, that little recon vehicle. Then the Academy's M3 Stuart. And we have, this thing is called the Flak Panzer. And I think that's a single barrel 40 or 37 millimeter gun on it. Then Revell's 172nd scale B-24D Liberator. And Matchbox 172nd scale B-17G. And of course a Lancaster, also for Matchbox and 172nd scale. And then we have this company I'm not familiar with, MN, I think is how you say it. And it's out of the Czech Republic. And this is new on me, can't find anything on it. But it's 172nd scale Messerschmitt 109, BF-109. Not in love with that box art. Then we have Smear's 172nd scale BF-109G 14. And we have Matchbox's P-40N Warhawk 172nd scale. Then we have the Matchbox Hawker Tempest in 172nd scale. And then we have Heller's P-39 Air Cobra in 172nd scale. Then, of course, Italeri's P-51 Mustang 1, the Razorback, the early model with the Allison engine. And then a Mach-E MC205 Veltro of Italeri. Now, this Messerschmitt ME262 V9 and V12, I think one of those may have been an experimental plane that did not get made. Then we have the BF109 G10, Junkers 88s E4C6 by AMT Ertl, an Airfix Mosquito on 1/72nd scale with some great box art. A P47 Thunderbolt, that is Testors, and I believe it has the option for the Razorback or the bubble top. It's just a repop of the old Hawk kit, which is an okay kit, not the greatest. We have the Revell A10 Thunderbolt 2, the Warthog. And we have this Swift boat, which is an RC that Ian actually got for himself. We have the Italeri AH1TC Cobra. Rodin, there were two Gothas, the G2 or G3 option, and then they also had the Gotha G4 option available. And tough kit to rig. There was a Guilos kit, the SOP with Camel, and I have never seen one with that paint scheme. Doesn't mean it wasn't a real paint scheme, I just never saw it. But in large scale model jets, he has Revell's 1/32nd scale F-15 D&E, the 1/32nd scale Panavia Tornado IDS, also from Revell. And lastly, Revell Monogram's F4E Phantom in 1/32nd scale. These are big box kits. And then we've got, some regular stuff, just regular kits, Buffalo Mustang by Tamiya. And there's actually a pretty good stack of stuff we'll go over in a second. I was glad to see that they have Atlantis' new release, so the re-release of the B-26 Invader. And there are a lot of 1/700 scale ships. Got the USS Hornet aircraft carrier, the battleship Missouri. The other thing that he got some British and some Japanese stuff, but in the American stuff also, there's the USS Cushing, the Hammond. I don't know about that Z-class, I'm not familiar with it. And then there's the British ship, the Nelson, the battleship. Very interesting arranged with all the guns forward. And then, of course, the 1/700 scale Yamato. Those are all Tamiya kits. And 1/700 scale is a lot of fun to work with. It's got the Tamiya Lockheed Martin F-35 and two Tomcats. Got both are 1/48 scale. This is they're both F-14As, but one's the late model and one just says F-14A. And they're only 1/48 scale despite the large boxes. And then the rest of the stuff, pretty straightforward. You got a Guilos Bird Dog, a Tamiya F-16 Spitfire, Messerschmitt Corsair ME-262, another F-16 the Aggressor, the Tamiya Corsair, A-10 Thunderbolt P-38, and another F-16. Then the F-16C from Tamiya also, as well as the F-4B Phantom II. So a nice collection of stuff. The Mustang and the Buffalo, I actually have both of those. They're good kits. Let's see. Then when I got home, I got my little Mark IV Panzer up on the tank shelf. That's what I'm calling it for now. And that's out in the shed. And made a little discovery while I was out there, unfortunately. That Japanese Zero I have had up on the shelf by the SPD apparently broke loose and fell and smashed in pieces. It's not something I built. It's just something I bought. It's one of those Universal Soldiers, whatever they call them. So I've got all the parts. I'll probably put it back together sometime, but no emotional attachment to that. Anyway, so I also bought the paints and everything for the Tiger tank, the Tamiya, so I have those. That's out. I'll be building that out in the shed. So that was today so far. Ian called me and told me this stuff had just come in, asked if I wanted to do a video on it. So I ran right out and got it done. And that's where we're at. All right, guys, that's it for today from Max's Models. Take care of yourself, and as always, model on. Hey guys, Max and Max's Models here at Hurricane Hobbies. I'm leaning over because this tripod doesn't get tall enough. And this is a Stag Beetle with a buttling gun. You want to tell them about the buttling gun?
Yeah, well, it's just neat. It's by the same guys that do it's by the same guys that do
those wooden models.
The wooden kits, and it's an awesome. It's like a Stag Beetle, and then it has like all these parts and stuff, and I think the wings move.
It's motorized, right?
Yeah, and it has like LEDs and stuff in it, and then it has a Gatling gun in the butt.
So I'm just telling him that
cool.
Since it's already motorized, all we have to do is add a little evil AI. We have a real life horror movie.
Yeah.
There you go.
These are the new drones.
Roker, that's the company. Yeah. The mechanical Stag Beetle. Okay, and now to the real reason we're here. Okay, guys, they're doing an unboxing here at Hurricane Hobbies, and we have, we have a bunch of new stuff. But the thing that makes today a little different is we have ourselves some vintage models that were dropped off, and he's still stacking up the new stuff. So we'll get into that in a bit. But right now, I'll go over some of this vintage stuff, and we'll just old school it, man, kid at a time. I also brought the instructions for my Tamiya Tiger that I'm going to start on now that I finished the Mark IV, so I can get the right paints and everything. I'm just using the area. Mike can't use a lavalier today. Too much going on. So the audio quality is great. Okay. We have the Revell Schnellboot. Oh, I'm sorry. Listen to me, man, and read the box first. I saw the picture. That's the Vosper. That's the British. So just forget what I said. The 1/72 scale British Vosper motor torpedo boat. The Lindbergh motorized PT-109. I've got a PT-109. Oh gosh, I should probably get this just to compare it to my monogram PT-109, Revell PT-109. The one I did, the one we've all done. And let's see, we have, there's this, das ist the Schnellboot, and the Revell 1/72 scale Schnellboot. And it's funny, I was just talking about Saturn V earlier today for something we're going to do at the live stream. This is the Smithsonian Airfix. I believe this is the 1/144 Saturn V, and yes, 1/144. And I'm flirting with disaster here, stacking these up this high. Here we have Trumpeter's 135 British Challenger 2 main battle tank. The M60 Blazer. This is, you know, with all the reactive armor and everything on it. And we have an Italeri M47 patent, if I can pick it up. The Italeri kit, the M47.